Hey guys, Dan from World of MrGrey, and finally back with another reading your comments one. I haven't done one of these for a while. Before we go to the comment section though, I'd like to say hello to reviewer YYC in Canada and all the residents who watch my videos, because I think it's a care home or something like that. Apparently they watch my videos, so I'm very happy. I hope I don't swear too much for you. Saying that, you all probably swear as much as any sailor, really. But thank you, and I appreciate it. In my last video, was it the last one? Oh, no, the Nukes reaction one, actually. I showed a comment saying you should go to these places and, you know, don't be an armchair critic. One is COVID. I can't go nowhere. But pre-COVID, I did stuff like this. Hello. Now, in all fairness, I know I didn't originally go to these places to haunt. Definitely didn't go there to hunt ghosts. I mean, I went there as an abandoned explorer, an urbexer, I suppose you can say. I enjoyed going to places. I went to some of the creepiest, darkest, dankest places you could imagine, and I never saw anything. I heard things. Don't get me wrong. I definitely heard things, but I always put it down to, it's just me on my own in a dark tunnel. There's gonna be sounds which which are gonna be creepy. It's just a fact of the matter, or matter of the fact. I don't know. But anyway, so the first comment I'm gonna go to is from Morton Hoy, and I always forget, is it Hay or Hoy? I can't remember. But anyway, question: like me, you have Viking blood. It sounds cooler than saying you have red hair, beard, ginger. So what everyone wants to know, me and my cat, his name is Marley. Hello, Marley. Thanks for asking. Thank you. Yeah. Is why are you Mr. Grey? Why not Mr. Red or Mr. Blue? And you better give me a good answer or I will debunk you. Just joking, I will not debunk you. I will get Roland to do it. Who's Roland? Oh, Roland with me. Okay, yeah. That's the only Roland I know. Unless he was a fan of Grange Hill back in the 80s. I don't know. But anyway. Yeah, Mr. Grey, I think I've answered this a few times over the years. I probably haven't since doing these videos, but I used to be a big gamer, as you can tell. And I used to have an online name. I'm going to show you through my little online name history. When I first started playing online back in the Dreamcast days, I was called Night Shift. And do you know why I was called Night Shift? Because I worked on Night Shift. Original. Then I had the online name of Spike, where I used to play the early Medal of Honor days. And I used to play with a clan called the Anglo-Saxon Brotherhood. Even though it was the Anglo-Saxon Brotherhood, it was consisted of English and Scottish people. I was the only Welsh guy in there. I'm digressing like hell. But then eventually I read a book by Stephen King called The Dreamcatcher. One of my favourite books. And I read that, and there's a character in there called Mr. Grey. It's spelt Gray, like the American version, and what they give the term to grey aliens. Where is he? Like him? But yeah, that was the term they gave to grey aliens, the Greys. Mr. Grey, that was he was called in the Dreamcatcher, and I loved that book so much. And then I watched the film with Damian Lewis. Good film, by the way. But, yeah, I loved the book so much, I thought, right, I'm changing my online name to Mr. Grey. This was before I was called World of Mr. Grey. And then like I said, I used to play online as Mr. Grey, and I spelled it Gray. And like people kept on saying, why do you spell Mr. Grey like that? Obviously, there's an American spelling, and then there's what I think is the correct spelling, the British version with Grey. But I spelled it Gray. Because it's referring to Mr. Grey as in the grey alien. So after a few months of people constantly asking me, why is it spelled like that? And I couldn't be asked explain it again. I changed it to Grey. This is fascinating. I know. But yeah, and then after like a couple of years of naming it Mr. Grey, the bloody what are those films called? The Mr. Grey films, the weird fetish films. Mr. Grey. 50 Shades of Mr. Grey. Yeah, so when those movies came out, I don't know if the books came out first, I have no idea. But when the books or the movies came out, people started saying, did you name yourself after the 50 Shades of Mr. Grey? And I constantly told them, no, never in the million years would I name myself after those bloody things. But no, it was named after the alien in Dreamcatcher, Mr. Grey. And then, like I said, when I started YouTube, I originally started... See, this, I'm getting into stuff now, and I know I'm babbling on, but I thought it'd be interesting to tell you. I started YouTube back in 2011, sorry. Even though this channel was started in 2014, I had another channel before that, and it was just going by my own actual name, and it was like 3D art and stuff like that, and just like vlogging. But then eventually I came to this, I set up this channel back in 2014, and my name was Mr. Grey's Gaming. Original, I know. But then after a couple of years, I thought, right, I don't want to just be a gaming channel. I want to do other things, like these kind of things. I want to talk about space. I want to go urbexing. I want to do filmmaking. So I thought, if I keep the name Mr. Grey's Gaming, everyone's just going to think it's a gaming channel, which it's not. So I eventually changed it to World of Mr. Grey. And that's where we are today. So apologies for that stupidly long explanation of why I'm called Mr. Grey. But that's why. And yeah, thank you. Right, I hope I say this name right. I probably won't. I'm probably going to butcher it. Bertuben Flugen. I do apologise, I am butchering that. They ask, I honestly question sometimes if Callan, Nuke, or any number of other famous paranormal video schlock jocks even believe in ghosts in the first place. Callan always seems very wink wink nudge nudge, and based on Nuke's other videos, his personality seems too jaded and rational to take that kind of thing seriously. I love them both, but I also know you gotta make a living. And I'm not about to judge them, to be honest. Another good video so far. I'll have to sit in the mode to watch the rest. I appreciate it, thank you. I can't remember what that comment was on, but unfortunately. Yeah, I agree. I think because I have watched some live streams of Callan at least, and I don't dislike them. I like them. I think they perpetuate a lot of bollocks, which doesn't get questioned. It does by the odd one or two people in the comments, but the majority of it never gets questioned. And they know what they're doing. They know what they're doing. I think Callan is sort of, from what I can tell from the streams, I could be completely wrong, but from what I can tell from the streams, he's sort of half and half a believer, not a believer. Nuke, I think he doesn't believe a single video he ever puts up. I don't think he believes anything whatsoever to do with the paranormal. I think he's just making a cool paranormal channel. I think that's all he's doing. And, I'm not knocking him for it. It's bloody, it's business at the end of the day. It's what you do, what you love. And whether you love making videos. I love making videos. Doesn't matter what they are. I love making videos. But yeah, Nukes, I don't think he believes a single video he puts up. And you can sort of tell it in his voice when he's talking. He says his catchphrases now, did you see it? And like, what else did he say? Yeah, he says everything's chilling now and everything's terrifying. They're not. But, he's doing what he's doing. I'm not knocking it. I don't think they believe in any of the videos, to be honest with you. And Callan, I'm not even sure he actually watches them. I said this before, and I'm not trying to hate on Callan. Like I said, I think they're decent folk, even though they perpetuate a lot of bollocks. I don't think Callan watches the videos. These big channels, they usually have like editors to do the work for them, and they sometimes have script writers. Callan is definitely reading from a script. He's not doing it on the fly like say I'm doing now. But yeah, I'm not sure Callan watches some of the videos, because when he goes off on his little explanations of what's going on in the video, I'm like, hang on, are you actually watching the video? Which I don't know if he is. Maybe he is, I don't know, I could be wrong. But as far as beliefs, I don't think they believe a single video they put up. And that's that. But thank you for the comment. Mel Colbeck, I hope I say your surname right. As a new subscriber to your channel, I don't know if you've ever been presented with the question already, so I apologise if this is something you've already discussed. I'm curious about your thoughts on the spirit box, especially in the case of the Foreman brothers. Most of their videos has them entering someone's home because they feel there is either an entity or entities in their home. They always use a spirit box at some point in the investigation. After thinking about this for a while, I started to question what the difference really is between a spirit box and a Ouija board. The only thing I feel separates them is one verbally gives you answers, both are used to ask the same type of questions. Is anyone here with us? Is name here with us? How many of you are here, and are you evil? Did you die here, etc.? I mean, to me, you're calling up the same type of things that could bring negativity into the home. They do a blessing at the end of the investigation, but to me, that's really only something that a person who works in a faithful capacity, like a priest, could really rid and negative energy. Quite a few people lately have stated at the end of the video that the family still hear things, have decided to move on, or still do their blessings in the home. I also question if some of the things heard or seen might be a form of mental illness a person has in the home, and there really may not have been something paranormal there at all. There's also the placebo effect, that if the homeowner really believes the blessing worked, their faith in that outweighs reality. Just curious on your thoughts to this, especially the comparison between the spirit box and the Ouija board. Thank you in advance. Excellent question. I have sort of touched on spirit boxes in the past. I'll answer the Ouija board one first. Ouija boards were made by a gaming company, not a gaming company, but like, who the hell was it in America? Can't remember what it was. Hasbro? Not Hasbro. It's something along those lines. They were originally made as a game, like a Monopoly game. And then I think someone in the 60s or maybe 50s used one and apparently, contacted someone. Don't think this can be confirmed by anything, but ever since then they've been associated with contacting the dead. I've seen many experiments with the Ouija board. Darren Brown, look up Darren Brown, right? I'm a huge fan of Darren Brown. If you don't know who he is, he's a, what can you say, a mentalist, hypnotist, what they call it, he does like subliminal messaging subconsciously with the mind. He's very good at what he does. And he always says he's not doing magic. He's not the magic part, sorry. He said he's not psychic. He's just tricking you into thinking he knows what you think. And it's stuff like that. But he also did experiments on the Ouija board a couple of years back. And he found out that if you put a glass plane over it, over the top of the board, and then blindfold the participants, they have no idea where that planchette is going. And they just spell out gibberish. Or if in the case of I think it was, what was it? In another experiment, it wasn't with a Ouija board, it was with what's it called? What the hell was it called? The tipping of tables? The tipping of tables? I can't remember. But again, he put a glass plate over the table, and he blindfolded the participants again, and he said, right, please contact so-and-so and so-and-so. He made the person up. He didn't tell them that, but he made the person up, and without the glass plate, obviously they went to the name of the person they were supposedly contacting, and with the glass plate they had no idea where they were going and nothing moved. I'm not sure I'm explaining that right, but yeah, that's what Ouija boards, and it's just a game, I think, as far as I can tell anyway. Spirit boxes, I know they use the AM and FM wavelengths or frequencies. So the problem I have with spirit boxes, and I've seen many videos of this, most of the time, the voices that come through on these spirit box, they absolute garbled mess, and then obviously the investigator or paranormal team will put the text up what they think it is, and obviously when you read that, you think, oh yeah, that's what it says. But then, if you listen to it without the text, it doesn't sound anything like that. That's one part of it. You also get that like I said, it uses AM and FM radio waves. So it's picking up all kinds of radio from around the world, from around the country, around the world. AM frequencies travel further than FM frequencies. FM have better quality, but the AM ones, they can travel longer, and they also bounce off the ionosphere of our planet. So you could be hearing like a top 10 bloody Top of the Pops music soundtrack being bounced over off the atmosphere into this abandoned building, and that's why you can't really trust the spirit box, because I know it like what's it called? It quickly goes through like frequency after frequency, like every I think it's like every split second. So it's like that's what that noise is. That's what it's doing. It's searching through all kinds of frequency bands, and obviously they say if a word comes through, it means it's gone through numerous bands. But a lot of the time, if you listen to them, if you really listen to them, it's usually like a radio presenter, or just a woman's voice or a man's voice. It's definitely voices, but they're just radio. They're picking up Radio 1 or Radio 2, you know, Tom Jones on at 9 o'clock in the night. That's what they're picking up. It's just coming through in spurts because it's constantly searching through different frequencies. That's why you can't trust the spirit box, in my opinion. I am actually going to buy one, to be honest with you. I'm probably wasting my money, but I am actually going to buy one because I want to do a few experiments with it, and just to show, you know, go into a bit more detail of them. But yeah, that's what I think of that. That was a long bloody explanation again, and then we're only on the second question. Liam YT says, what's funny with these Eastern Bloc and Middle Eastern channels is that luckily have buildings full of the most chaotic paranormal activity ever seen, whereas the rest of the world has cupboards opening by themselves. I agree. It's like, you'll go to like an American house or like a British house or somewhere like that, and you'll be like, I've been haunted for years. And you'll be like, what happened? Well, the cupboard opened one day, and I found my kettle but there instead of there. It's stuff like that. Oh yeah. You'll have Roland with me, bloody, look, those flowers were pink yesterday, but now they're red. Stuff like that. But you go to like the bloody Eastern Bloc, Middle Eastern ones, Jesus Christ, bloody doors flying everywhere, bins flying everywhere, bloody people flying everywhere. It's crazy. Only over there, not in any other country. Strange that. But thank you for the comment. Kevin DeLone says, just started watching this video, but I have to say more on that comment from the beginning. I think he's talking about the Nukes reaction one I recently did, where I showed that comment saying, you should, instead of being an armchair critic, you should go to this place, that place, this place. He says, you always say, I'm not debunking the paranormal, but the BS videos. So the person must be new. Yeah. I mean, I get it a lot. It's part of what this channel is. I know I get a lot of support, which I appreciate. But I also get a lot of shit. It's part and parcel of making videos that point out stuff which others believe. It's fine, right? But I always state, I'm not debunking the paranormal. I'm debunking videos that supposedly show paranormal happenings. And I know if you look at my titles, they say debunking paranormal, but that's not the point. Right? I can't put debunking the paranormal and ghost videos with logic, but I'm not debunking the paranormal, I'm just debunking videos that reportedly show paranormal. Can't fit that in the title. So, but I do try to state that quite often. But yeah, thank you. Jessica Trask says, I watched, they commented on the Dark Ghost Tim Morrisoff video I did a while back where I showed the disclaimers of them saying fictional, which I knew they were bollocks anyway, but they just finally proved it to me. She says, I have watched all of the Dark Ghost and Tim Morrisoff videos. I 100% disagree with your assessments that the fake their videos based on the disclaimer. I think you've misinterpreted the disclaimer in that its intent is for legal protections against people suing about slander in regard to stories, names, and properties. Now, I'm not having to go this, Jessica, by the way. It's you can believe what you want. Like I said, I'm not going to knock you for it. But that part, I've seen people say that a few times about the Tim Morrisoff Dark Ghost Paranormal, that the disclaimer is for legal reasons. You don't see any other paranormal investigators putting that disclaimer on. You're not going to get sued for saying you've seen a ghost. You know, it's just, I don't think there's any law that exists saying if you see a ghost and you film something saying this is a ghost, you're going to get sued. No laws like that exist. You're not going to get sued for saying you've seen a ghost, right? There's no law that requires you to put a disclaimer. Regarding about slander in regard to stories, names, and properties, they never say where they are. They never say the names of the properties. And like I said, you know, I've seen some people saying, oh, well, they put it up as a legal requirement because YouTube doesn't allow fake stuff. Have you ever watched YouTube? Jesus. But anyway, that's like, I'm not even finished the comment yet, but yeah, I get what he's saying, but no. By saying it is fictional, it covers it for any legal consequences. There's also a warning not to copy the actions seen in the videos. Definitely don't copy them, because I seen Tim Morrisoff with a bloody cross and a shotgun. Crazy bastards. I mean, was he shooting ghosts? I don't know what the hell he's doing. Other channels like Every American Ghost Channel and ones like Franco TV, yes, they are faked. However, these two channels, Dark Ghost and Tim's, are so much more than just staged events. You do good work with the debunking, but I think these guys are not faking their videos. If you watch them, you will see some of the videos barely have any activity at all. Some have none, depending on the house. Like I said, I'm not knocking Jessica. I appreciate the comment. And like I said, I appreciate everyone has a different opinion. That's fine. You will see some of the videos barely have activity. Every video I've seen of Tim Morrisoff and Dark Ghost Paranormal always starts off very slow. And then eventually they'll have shit going down. Shit will be going down. And like I said, one of the videos, Tim Morrisoff, he hears like stuff or something and he runs outside, and then the next part of the video he's running around with a bloody cross and a shotgun. It's like bloody Dust Till Dawn or something. And I'm 100% certain those disclaimers are there as a wink wink. Look, it's not real, but this disclaimer will only show up for about 2 seconds and only in Russian. I've had a few comments as well saying you must have translated it wrong. I didn't translate it. I asked 2 Russian people I know, one on Twitter and one on YouTube, and actual Russian, native Russian speakers. They translated it word for word, and I sent it to them separately, and they all came back around about the same time. This is exactly what it says, and they said word for word exactly the same as the other translation. So it wasn't like just blind luck and they misinterpreted it. It was actually what it says. But anyway, I appreciate the comments, and like I said, I'm not knocking you for the comment. It's fine, but no, that's what I think of it. J1892 says, I like Nukes channel for the fun factor, yet his commentary is so biased it makes me rage. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Is he biased? I'm not too sure. Maybe he is. I haven't paid attention for a while. I've actually been getting a bit bored of Nukes, and never thought I'd say that, because he was at one point my favourite top 10 channel to have a look at, but I'm actually getting bored of his stuff on there, to be honest with you. I hate to say it, but yeah, anyway. Mr. G, please could you cast your beady eyes on the ghost of Carmel, Maine? There's one in particular with the black blob on the curtain that jumps on the floor. It shit the life out of me, and your analysis would be awesome. Props on the t-shirt. Daiwanawanga. Is that a Star Wars thing? Of course it is. I was probably wearing it. Yes, it is a Star Wars. I remember now. I was probably wearing one of my many Star Wars t-shirts. Ghost of Carmel, Maine. I've made a few videos on them well over a year ago now. The black blob in the curtain. I think I mentioned that when you can pretty much, when he's holding the camera, you can pretty much see him doing the motion of pulling the string under the beds. Because as soon as the black blob, well, before the black blob moves actually, you can see his camera do the motion, because he's clearly pulling a string and he can't hold the camera steady. Yeah, it's all string and cuts and edits, and he uses the worst potato camera in the world. Deliberately, by the way. Because it's always overexposed, so you can't see any detail in the blacks, in the shadows and stuff. So he's always fully overexposed his camera, and he always has a frame rate of at least 10 frames per second on his camera, so you can't catch too much detail, just enough to see a ghost. But yes, I appreciate the comments. James Sousey says, funny to see you get worked up over a video game, but I've seen you walk through pitch black tunnel. Yeah, I recently put a video game. It was an old video game from 2017, which I made the video in 2017, but I posted it whilst I was doing other things just to keep things rolling. And yeah, I do jump to video games. I jump a lot to video games. You have no idea how much. I love a horror game. I love horror games. And this is whenever someone says, how can you jump at horror games? But you make these ghost things, or you go urban exploring to dark, decrepit bunkers on your own. Simple reason, because I know nothing's going to jump out into me in real life. And if they did, I think I could handle that situation more, But when it comes to video games, I know they're designed to make me jump, so I'm immediately on edge. And they do make me jump. They get me every single time. I love a horror game, but they do get me every single time. That's the difference. Real life, I'm fine. Video games, I'm fucked. Irate Puffin says, I think it's funny when someone gives you shit for sharing an opinion, while sharing their opinion and acting like it's more important. Exactly. I always say, right? I don't always say it, but I try to say it now and again. I'm an expert in nothing, but knowledgeable in everything. I have snippets of knowledge about everything. If you ask me something, I probably know something about it. And if I don't pretend to know anything about it. But I think one of the other comments is going to this as well. But yeah, I do make an opinion. A lot of the times in the full debunks, I show you proof of exactly, look, there's a mask, there's an edit, there's a cut, there's a string, I show you that. But whenever it's just an opinion, I do say, okay, this is just my opinion. I can't prove it 100%, but this is just my opinion. But then other people will get annoyed at my opinion by stating their opinion. Which you're allowed to do, by the way. Everyone has opinions. You know, you're allowed to make an opinion. Same as I'm allowed to make an opinion. So when people get annoyed at me, I always find it funny. Because I'm just making an opinion. And they are making an opinion on my opinion. It's a crazy old world online, honestly. It's crazy. But yeah, I get what you're saying. And it's just, like I said, it's just part of being on YouTube. Unfortunately, you got to take the shit with the diamonds. Don't know what that saying is, but I'm sticking to it. D4 Eamon says, I think these on the last Nukes reaction one, I spoke about the SLS and the Kinect camera. And they say, I really do hate the various gadgets they insist on dragging along with them. The SLS camera, like you say, is programmed specifically to find human shapes, and it needs very little input to find something vaguely human and then plot the rest of the body based on the couple of things it finds. I've seen where the so-called ghost moved or ran across a wall or something pretty much in sync. Oh, in fact, I think they're talking about the Foreman brothers. Much in sync with the camera movement, but they never walk around independently, always standing in place, and the thing seems to really love doors and doorways. There's a reason for that. I've also seen the SLS plot in an actual human, like one of the investigators are in view. Then as they move, the skeleton is essentially ripped off the human body as the camera desperately tries to keep a human in view. And a few moments later, they're claiming to find a ghost because the skeleton from the actual human is still on screen. Yeah, exactly, I've seen that a lot. There's other gadgets they use too, and they're all just trying to make stuff out of random patterns or sounds. And because humans are extremely good at pattern finding, pareidolia basically, especially of humanoid shapes, the brain just fills in what you expect to see. Exactly. This is what I was getting at. I like watching some of these investigators, but it's entertaining, and some of them are charismatic and very personable, and sometimes they get creepy stuff on camera that doesn't have an immediate explanation, and it's fun getting spooked for half an hour. It's just that these electronic devices are too easily tricked by random stuff, and it's frustrating to see them get pulled out when the video has been going pretty good without it so far. I agree on that, but I you know, even though I do these debunking ones, I still enjoy watching some paranormal investigations, but I always frown and like, oh no, really? When they bring the bloody what's it called? The hell is it called? Spirit box. I hate the spirit box. It kills the video for me when that's all you can hear. The entire video is. Does my head in. And yeah, I agree. when they start pulling it out, I'm like, oh my god. I start skipping forward and like, yeah, I'll come back to that one. But the SLS cam, you know, the Kinect. Someone commented that after I explained how the Kinect works and when it finds like eyes and joints or whatever, someone explained it, not explained it, but someone added to it, and I can't remember who it was, unfortunately. I do apologize, but yeah, and this is another thing about the Kinect one. Microsoft, who make the Kinect, they state, do not move the camera. Do not move the camera. Have a certain amount of area around the camera so you can like do all your things, and the camera can basically I'm not dancing, I swear. What are they called? Find the depth of the 3D area. There's a reason they only state a certain amount, a minimum distance between the camera and you and the walls and everything around it. It's because if you start moving the camera, or it has too much depth to look at, that's when things go wrong with that camera. That's why when you see a Kinect in an investigation and they're moving the bloody camera all around, they're looking down hallways, and the Kinect starts finding random humanoids in the wall, it's because it's not designed for that. It's just not designed to be moved or to be put in large spaces. That's why it starts going insane. Yeah. But thank you for the comment. All right, last question. Last comment, I should say. Ben Sichi, or Sichi, says, I can't remember what, it was on the Nukes reaction one, and they say, boring, waste of anybody's tune. So I commented back, hey, I put a lot of tune and money into this. But anyway, that's reading the comments. I do actually have more comments there, but this video is getting so long now. It's going to be hours long if I don't stop now and edit it down. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed, and I'll be doing another one of these in a couple of days' time to catch up with the other comments, because I've had so many comments lately, and I've tried to answer as much as I can in the actual typing of the comments, but I do prefer to answer them this way because I can go into more detail and ramble on like an insane idiot. But that's it. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know in the comments if you think I'm full of shit. If I didn't read your comment out, I will get to your comment in a later video. And yeah, that's it. Leave a like if you like this video. Leave a sub if you're new to my channel. I do these quite often. And I hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.